y'all, and welcome to today's video. I am super excited because I have the newest launch from Arttitude. They sent me their new palette, highlighters, some tools. I am so excited. This is a fall palette, like fall. I want to swatch it for you. I want to create looks. I want to have a good time. Let's jump into it. This is the Abscission palette from Arttitude. Arttitude is an indie brand based in the UK, and they sent me their newest launch. I do have an affiliate code with the brand. It is Heather, so if you want to get a discount on the site or anything like that, you can use that code. I will link this. I will put the launch date, all the information I can find in the description box. Look at this palette. Now, this is definitely like an autumn, fall color story. But remember, you can wear your makeup whenever you want to. You can wear pastels in December if you want to. You can wear fall tones in March. It doesn't matter. Listen, the weather doesn't tell me what to do with my makeup, but it is fun to be inspired by the seasons. And that's what I feel when I look at this palette. So these shades, they look beautiful. I'm excited to get these on the eyes. Let me show you a close-up of the palette and swatches. We do have a nice mix of mattes and shimmer, duochrome, multi-chrome type shades. We have a nice big mirror in this palette. It says everything will fall into place. I just think this looks really, really nice. I have tried Arttitude Cosmetics before. I do have a video here on my channel. You can definitely check that out if you were curious about some of their other things, but I'm just really looking forward to creating with this palette. Now, I also have two highlighters, and these are like multi-chrome shifty or duochrome, whatever you want to call them, highlighters, to where they look like they have a really interesting shift to them. So this one is Transition. This is a pressed highlighter. So we have Transition, and then we have this shade right here. This one is called Dimension. So I thought with highlighters, we would just try these on the face. I will show you both of these applied so that you can see, but we do have these nice compacts. And they also sent me some little like silicone applicators, which I think can be so fun for applying like glitter gels or different types of shadows, things like that that you may want to use. They can be really, really useful. But like I said, at the time that I'm filming this, I'm not sure of the launch date, anything like that. So I will definitely have that in the description box. Check there if you were curious. But I think it's time for me to push my hair out of my face, zoom y'all in nice and close, and let's just create with these products. Okay, I've got my Sigma Ignite eyeshadow base down over here on this eye, and I think what we're gonna do is start with this shade right here called Fall. I want to start with the orange, and then I think we will pull in this shade here called New Beginnings. Looks really, really pretty. So I'm gonna grab my Sigma brush. This one's from the Beauty and the Beast palette. It's the brush that comes in the palette. I'm gonna make sure I don't have any creases in my primer. And I'm just going to kind of press this orangey terracotta type of shade. Well, it's really deeper than that, you know, but like this orangey type shade all in my socket. I'm going to press first, and then I'm going to just start buffing and blending. But I like to press first to really get that pigment on top of my primer. And then I can just lightly blend back and forth like this. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful fall tone. Okay, now I'm going to take that shade New Beginnings, and I'm just going to blend that where I stopped blending the shade Fall, just to kind of soften things up like this. Make sure we have a nice blend, but nothing too light, just kind of using it to soften right out in here. And this is another Sigma Beauty and the Beast brush. All right, I want to jump over to the shade Maple, this really pretty kind of burgundy color. And I want to put this on my lower lash line. So I'm going to pick it up on this like flat brush. And I'm going to just press that right up against the lower lash line. And I did actually like brush some of my eyeshadow primer under the lash line as well. So I'm just going to kind of press it on like this. And then I'm going to buff it so that it's a little like blended and blown out. And then I'm also going to put it on the lid on the outer corner and buff it so that it kind of wraps right here from up top, and then it kind of comes down below. And I'm gonna layer it right on top of our first shade that we put down called Fall. So these mattes are layering just fine. I wanted to make sure that I could, you know, go in with the shade Fall and then go in with another color and not have any like weird patchiness or separation or anything like that. And that just layered so well, and it's blending so easily too. So then I'll go back with that New Beginning shade and kind of buff and blend out. Yeah, I think that's really, really pretty. Okay, so I'm really happy with how these shadows are performing. They're pigmented, they are easy to blend, they're layering. I'm ready to go in with a shimmer, actually a multi-chrome. This shade right here, Abscission, it's like this purple, blackened, red type of shifting shade, like there, you can kind of see it there. Really beautiful. And then I want to take just a little bit of this Senescence. This is like a brown to purple. This we're just going to use in a small area, so you're probably not going to see the shift a ton on the eyes. But as I go about my day and I'm moving room to room, like the way the light and the different angles will catch, like I am really going to enjoy that. So we're going to use these two. This one I'm going to put in a larger area though. I am going to put down just a little bit of my Bella Beauté Bar Shimmer Stay, just like a sticky base, whatever glitter primer, adhesive, whatever you want to use or don't use, whatever you want to do, you know. Maybe you're interested in this palette. Hopefully my video will help you. Maybe you are wanting to shop your stash. Hopefully you can get some inspiration from these looks, or maybe you don't even like makeup, you just want to hang out, and I'm so happy you're here. But I want to really test out this palette so I can give you my full thoughts at the end of this video. So I'm going to pick this a little bit of Shimmer Stay up, I'm going to put that down, and then we're going to play with these shifty shadows. Alright, so I've got that shade, and I'm going to press it on top of that Shimmer Stay first. I want to get all the pigment of the shadow off of my brush. And then once I have it off my brush, once I've pressed it on, then I'm going to kind of blend it so I make sure and get all in my little wrinkles and crinkles, if you will. Just kind of brushing, making sure, blending, all of that. I just like to kind of get it pressed on top of that sticky base first. I feel like if you look in the mirror and then you look at my lid, you can really see some of that shift. Ah, that makes me so happy. Okay, so now I'm putting that other shade, the second shade, I put it just halfway across my lower lash line. So we have a little sparkle right underneath. Again, I'm not putting this shade in a very large area, so it's going to be a very subtle shift, but I think it's going to be super pretty. It's going to give me that like sparkle that I want. Okay, since we have like the multi-chrome here, the multi-chrome here, I want to do a matte inner corner, and I want to use this light cream shade right here called Renew. I think this is going to be so beautiful. So I'm going to really like press this right here on my inner corner and then kind of blend a little bit. I just think a matte inner corner is going to be really pretty with this look. So I'm just using this really light shade like that. And I want to do liner and a lash, but this is our finished look. I may see if I need to blend some more after I put on my lash, but I'm kind of feeling these shades together. I'm really liking the way this palette is performing, but this will be our finished eye look. I do want to use one of the highlighters though. Okay, so this is the pressed highlighter in the shade Dimension. I'm not sure if you can see. I mean, I'm sure you saw it in the swatches, but it looks to be like this white, like yellow to maybe pink type of highlight. So I've got my Sigma brush. This is a E61. I just picked up a little bit and I put it on a fluffy brush because I think this is going to be pigmented. You also the swatches, but I have not swatched yet because I didn't want to swatch before I used it. And that's really pretty. That's coming through really like pink, and I think that looks really nice and warm with our warm eye look. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I would definitely say that is a nice shifty type of highlight. And I'm gonna press it a little bit. I'm gonna press it into the skin just like that. Okay, so there's the highlighter. I'll highlight my other cheek, of course, but I will be back once I have on liner, mascara, and a lash. All right, y'all, here is the finished look. I added some liner, a lash. I will leave my blush, lip, the lash, the eyeliner. I will leave all of that in the description box. So definitely check there if you are curious at all. I really like this look though. I think the shadows performed beautifully. I love the way the shades blended together. I really like the way that multi-chrome is looking on the lid. I think it's super beautiful. I love like everything. Like I really like this look. I'm excited to create more with it, of course, but this first look, my first impression, I'm into it. Like I am into it. I think this look is so pretty. The shadows are so pretty. So very excited to create more, but here's look number one. One last time. Okay, and now we'll move on. Okay, for this look, I'm going to put down my eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use my MAC Paint Pot in the shade Layin Low. And I really want to play with the like blues and greens. So what I think we'll do is put the shade Leaves kind of in our socket, and then maybe we'll bring this teal color called Journey, like we'll bring that in somewhere. Okay, so I'm taking that green color Leaves. Look how pigmented that is. That is really pretty. And I think we're actually gonna do like a two-toned crease. So I'm gonna start with Leaves right here in this kind of front part of my socket. I'm gonna let it come up above my socket, below my socket, and I'm just going to buff a little bit like this, but I'm not going to bring it all the way into this part of my socket. I'm going to take the other shade there. So I'm going to pick up a different brush, and we're going to put this right in this outer part, and I'm going to press like this, so that we have this green that kind of fades into the teal blue. And I'm just going to take my time blending just a little bit like this. Okay, I want to play too with the black detachment and this kind of muted olive toned shade called Let Go. Really kind of like light, very light olive shade. So I want to like deepen up with the black, and then I want to buff things out with Let Go. Okay, I actually want to carry the Green Leaves shade down under the lower lash line before we go in with the black. I want to kind of get this down first. I just was thinking of going in with the black on the lower lash line, but I think the green is going to be really pretty. So I'm just going to do that right there. Drag it under. And then I'm going to take the black and I'm going to put this on my lid right here in the kind of outer portion of my lid. And I'm going to layer it just right on top of that kind of teal blue shade, and then I'm going to buff in just a little bit on the outer corner of the lower lash line, so it kind of wraps around like this, but nothing too crazy. I just want that depth on the lid, and then I'm going to buff, and then what I'm going to do is go into that Let It Go shade, and I'm going to blend all of this out with that pretty light muted olive shade. Okay, I really like the way the look is coming together, but I want to have some fun on the lid. We have these beautiful shifty type shades here. Let me see. Yeah, you can kind of see these. They're super duper beautiful, but I really want to go in with this silver shimmer. I want to put this all over the lid, and I want to put down a base first. So on the lid, I'm going to go in with Melt Ultra Matte Gel Liner. This is in the shade Fortune. So I'm going to put this down on the lid. I'm going to put it down kind of from here, and then I'm going to stop where the matte black shadow is, and then we will pack that silver on over top of the liner. I think it's going to be really impactful, really pretty. I will pick up that silver shade Daylight on my brush. I'll spray my brush with setting spray, and then I'm just going to press it on top. So I'm going to quickly put this liner down on my lid, and then we will see how this silver looks on top. Okay, so I have that base put down, and I forgot to say I'm wearing the Transition highlighter. I forgot to say something about that earlier, but that is what I'm wearing. I'm keeping my eye looking down. I don't want to crease this liner, so I'm going to go ahead and take the silver, and I'm going to press it on top. And I want to just get that liner covered. I really am just pressing. And that is a really pretty silver color. Once I have all of the shadow off my brush and onto that liner, I'm going to wait just a few seconds, and then I'm going to blend a little bit, because I'm not trying to do like a cut crease to where, you know, it's like a super defined line. I just more so wanted that as a base. So now that I have the shadow on top and it feels like everything's kind of dried down, I'm going to spend just a minute buffing and blending. I just don't want to cover up that black in the outer corner. I want to leave that nice and black. For the inner corner, I want to go in with this shade right here called Crisp. I think this light green is really, really beautiful. I'm not going to spray my brush for the inner corner. I just want to kind of press it on. Yeah, that's really pretty. All right, I'm just going to blend that a little bit, and this is going to be our finished look. I'm going to finish up with liner and a lash, and then I will be right back and we'll kind of discuss this new release. Alright y'all, here is the finished look. I will list the other makeup details like the lash and lip blush, all of that in the description box, so definitely check there if you have any like questions or you're curious. I really like this eye look though. I can't decide which look I like best. Let me know. Do you have a favorite? I of course love green. It's my favorite color, so I may be partial to this one. I really like the way the silver looks on top of the green and like next to the black and the blue and the green. I'm really into it. I will say these highlighters, they are really, really beautiful, but they're not my personal favorite type of formula just because they are a little too pigmented and they don't seem to have that like transparent base. So for me, I just have to be very careful, like using a fluffy brush, not picking up too much product, really dispersing it so that I don't end up with like a stripe of highlight. So I do think they're pretty, just not a personal favorite for me. The palette, I mean, you saw how it performed, you saw the swatches, you saw it on the eyes. Like, I think this is so beautiful. The mattes, easy to blend, pigmented, buildable, gorgeous, gorgeous. The shimmers and the multi-chromes, all of that really performed well. I'm super happy with this palette. I think it's very, very beautiful. I really, really like this eye look. I really like my look overall, and I'm super excited about this launch. I think this is such a gorgeous palette from the brand. I think they did an amazing job. I'm so excited that they sent it to me so I could play with it and create some things before the launch. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the looks. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet. I have so many videos planned, so many videos coming, and I'm excited to share them all with you. So I would love to see you in my next video. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you then. Bye!